Today is Wednesday, August 27th, and it was an absolutely tragic day in the United States of America, where there was another mass shooting where multiple children have lost their lives. And conservatives are trying to paint a picture of this right now that is so gross, disgusting, not based in reality, depraved, if I may. And I want to walk through some of these claims and quickly debunk them and all the hate that's currently going on against the LGBTQ plus community in this country. And this is so frustrating for me as somebody who's 23 years old. I'm a member of Gen Z. And this is one of the things that got me passionate about politics, which was gun violence. And I will scream about it over and over and over again. It's the guns. There's no question it's the guns. The US has by far the highest child and teen firearm mortality rate among peer countries. Firearm mortality rates per 100,000 for children and teens aged 1 to 19 in 2021 and peer countries in 2019. And there's several studies like this from different years that show the exact same. Look at this. You are more likely to die from a firearm in the United States if you are a child or a young adult than pretty much most other places similar to us in the world. Why? Because we have so many firearms. It is so easy to access a firearm here. We have more firearms per capita than anyone else, any other country in the world. It's not close. And so I want to walk through a lot of this day and show you some of the strong words from the mayor of Minneapolis, who put so much of my thoughts into just brilliant words, frankly. He said it so well. Before I show you this video, this is what conservatives are doing right now. Libs of TikTok, alleged Minnesota Catholic school shooter, has been identified as this individual reportedly identified as transgender, which we don't know to be true yet. His manifesto included pride flags and a gun that said, quote, "Kill Trump," etched into it. Now, here's the thing that we're leaving out, as also the Trump administration is pushing this very quickly without getting, frankly, enough information. And also, it has been only hours since children have lost their lives, families are crushed and broken, that we're doing this, that conservatives are doing this. But it's interesting that they don't want to talk about what else was etched on the firearm, which I'm not going to read here, but you can look at these pictures. You can look it up on Twitter as well. Some incredibly racist remarks, very anti-Semitic, remarks all over the weapon that was used. And they seem to not be wanting to talk about that, which is interesting because I'm not sure this narrative that this person is some liberal that hates Trump because they're liberal is really based in any reality at all. Regardless, even if it was, it doesn't matter. Because the problem, regardless of where you are ideologically, it is too easy to access a firearm in this country. And I'm sure conservatives do not want to go down the road consistently of saying, oh, here's the pattern of people who are committing mass casualty events. Because the pattern clearly shows that it's individuals that look like me. Straight white men. But they never want to have that conversation, right? Before I show you some of the words from the mayor of Minneapolis, let me show you this video from one of the children that was actually there and him talking about it. I will warn you, it's a hard video to watch, but take a listen.
Shot in the back. He's in the hospital right now. It was super scary because, like, we've never practiced it in the church. We've only practiced it in the main school, so we really didn't know what to do. We just got into the pews and he shot through the stained glass windows. Yeah.
And did you ever see him?
My friend ran, someone helped him run out. He saw him. He was wearing all black and he had a ski mask on.
So it just shot through the windows and never came inside?
I don't think so. I mean, I was down, so I didn't really look up. I mean, he got shot through the stained glass windows, so they're probably ruined. And
but do you have friends that got hit by bullets?
Yeah, my best friend did.
Have you heard what happened with him? Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay.
This fifth grader is talking about how his friend, first of all, was shot. And it's frankly striking in a minute, 1 minute video, 60 seconds. Look how normalized this is for this fifth grader. Talking about it like it's any other day at school. Well, we've practiced it before, but we just hadn't practiced it in the church, so we weren't prepared. My friend was shot, but he'll be okay. The stained glass windows are ruined. Oh my God. If this doesn't crush your soul, I don't know. Wow. Quickly, before, again, I take you back to some of the words from the mayor about how it's important not to be pushing hate against the transgender community and how we actually need to be taking actions to fix this problem, not just thoughts and prayers. A great tweet here from Ed Krasenstein, who's a person on Twitter. Transgenderism doesn't lead people to kill any more than Trumpism leads people to kill. The idea that gender identity makes people killers is as transphobic and bigoted as they come. The people who committed this event in Minneapolis, the event that happened in Minneapolis, happened because a shooter who was able to obtain a semi-automatic rifle decided to kill. And exactly, right? It's so gross and disgusting to consistently push this narrative that people, because of who they love or who they are as people, are somehow more likely inherently to be violent. It's gross. It's disgusting. Let me take you to the words of the mayor here, who put it perfectly. It's time for action.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance.
Exactly. That is so beautifully said. Because all the conservatives are going to come out, the elected officials are going to say, well, this was really tragic. It's time for thoughts and prayers. They were literally praying. They were in a church praying. It's time for action. It's time for you to do something. And instead of every single time you have this conversation, conservatives saying, well, gun control won't work. Fine, give us something that will. Give us something on paper that will. We could pass, I could name generally 10 different pieces of legislation, ideas at least, that we could sign into law tomorrow to start addressing the gun violence issue in the United States. And conservatives will all say, okay, well, it won't work. Fine, it won't work. Give me a solution that does, something that we can put on paper. No one can ever answer that question. Well, it's a culture issue. It's a this issue. That's all very broad. I can't legislate that. Give me something we can legislate. They say, well, it's mental health. Okay, I'm a big advocate of mental health. But the thing is, Republicans block every single bill, or have blocked in the past recently, bills to fund mental health care in schools, right? So they don't have solutions. They tell us what doesn't work because they don't care. And it's infuriating. Lastly, I will show you this video from Jacob Frey talking about the LGBTQ plus community. I really like the words here. Take a listen.
And I have heard about a whole lot of hate that's being directed at our trans community. Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity. We should not be operating out of a place of hate for anyone. We should be operating from a place of love for our kids.
That is so well said. Again, Jacob Frey putting so many things today perfectly. Like, we don't need to be operating. We shouldn't be operating out of a place of hate. We should be operating out of a place of love for our children. Do something, please. And the idea of, again, how normalized this is something I talk a lot about on my other social media platforms like TikTok, which is like almost in the social media, the time of so much news and so much of it that we're gathering on social media. It's a really crazy time. The news cycle is insane. We have a lot of different crises in America. Like, some of us have lost a little bit of our humanity. And I think some of it comes from the idea that we're getting so much of this information on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube here. You hear, oh, another mass casualty event. And it almost feels like a different world. But this isn't a different world, right? And I know many of you know that. But I think some people don't. This isn't a different world. This is today. This happened. Children were shot. Children lost their lives. Mothers and fathers, siblings, were told when they showed up after they heard about this and rushed to this school, this church. Your child did not make it today. And as I make this video, just a few hours after that in the evening, they're sitting at home wondering, their child left this morning for school, and now they're at home, and their child's not there. And that's a reality we have to face in the United States. And we have to start electing officials who actually want to do something about it, not just words, action. And I implore you to make sure you're registered to vote coming up in 2026 and check any local elections you have so you can vote for people who do care about this, because it will save lives. I appreciate you watching this video. I know it was somber, but it's important stuff to talk about. If you would leave a like on this video, it would go a long way. I appreciate you guys a lot. I hope you have a great rest of your week into the weekend. Be safe, please. I will see you in the next video.